getting to your forks. Don't worry about it. Unfortunately, tomorrow company closes, and I want to get the front bearings as well. So, yeah, that's the seal. This thing is rock hard. I mean, this thing is not plastic or rubber anymore. It just is. All right, that's the discoloration. So, high time to get rid of this. That's interesting. Circlips. That is the seal of the other side. That's rust, and this one just popped out. So, just keeping everything. Remember, Patrick, this is where the brake rotor was, this side. Don't get this confused. Let's have a look inside. Okay, looks like one bearing, two bearings. Okay, and spacer. No, should be easy enough. And there we go. It's the first VLC with foam inside. And that basically keeps the cylinder inside. But look at that. That damage. There's damage there. Whoever worked on this previously was real ham-fisted. Treated this poor little wheel like his girlfriend. Remember, real men don't hit women. They control them with your wallet. What? It's true. Right, and because I'm such a nice guy, you don't have to go to all balls racing and all that bullshit. I am going to give you the model numbers of the seals, the bearings, so you can go to the local store and buy them yourself. You don't need to buy these expensive kits. 60905 RS, spacer, obviously Husqvarna. Then this one, 6905 RS. Strangely enough, some of these kits for the 610 Supermoto actually have two small bearings, one big one. Not with this one. They're the same size. So don't trust the websites. As I've learned with the SBS brake pads, they're not always accurate. Okay. Enough information. I'll post it in the link if I feel like it. So, tomorrow, new set, and then installation. How did I take them out? Well, all it takes, and this is easy because there's foam in the middle, you push this, give it a bit of lever action, and this will shift to the one side. Put it on the lip, smack it once. Push this back on the other side, smack it once. And as you go, this thing will move suddenly very easy, and then you just go click, click. I like to hit, hit, turn, hit, hit, and back. Just keep doing that until it just pops out. That's how I do it. Well, that's how it got done, baby. He's got the Midas touch, but he touched it too much. If you don't know that song, you're really not old enough for this channel. All right. That's the fork. Basically, you turn everything to negative out as much as possible. You remove that screw. That's the bleeding screw. Bleeding screw, period. Prostitute? No. Okay. And while this thing is still on the bike and secure, take the spanner, twist it open at least, and then finagle it out of its holster. Alright, and now we're just going to open it gently, pour out the liquid. Let's see how much there is and what color it is. Obviously it won't be to factory spec because it's already bleeding oil like that. I mean, that's really gone. So, let's see what it is. Yeah, that was in there. Gentlemen, the smell. People call it rotten eggs. It smells like dish soap and then mixed with rotten eggs. It is pungent. Wow, as soon as you pop the forks, you smell that and it's like, oh, nasty shit. All right, what was in there? 400 milliliters. I don't think that's up to spec. In fact, that thing must have bled a fuckload. Ugh. Yeah. When you open this thing, pour it over. If you leave the front cap on, you can actually just leave it on the floor and pump manually, it'll run straight in. Right, how do you open this? You take a very fine screwdriver, but metal on metal is bad, so take a plastic bag And with the screwdriver, just create a gap. Don't use the lever action on it. You don't want to scratch any of this. Just go around, creating a space, and then use your fingernails or your wife's fingernails, I don't know, just to get that off. Let's do that. Okay, a little bit helter-skelter, but that, then the spring, then this plastic piece, plastic spacer. Usually they went for steel, but yeah, as that goes, and then, yeah, that's dirt. It's old oil. Shit, the amount of gunk in there. Okay, so we're gonna loosen it now. So we've nearly got 450 what is this? Close to half a liter in there. So yeah, we're getting there. Difficulty? Yeah, a little bit. Look, when you get the spring out, let me just push this in. You have to push the spring down or get between it. Luckily, there's a lip here for your spanner, so you have to keep it there, and then you keep turning this nut until that goes off. And while you're doing that, force the spring downwards. You do not want that thing jumping against your face. I'm not an expert with forks. This is a stick for me. Yes, I know, complicated. And I'm going to leave that in, thank you very much. If you want to get the rest of the oil out, you do give this a little bit of a chimney sweep, okay? Now, once you've pretty much assembled everything, you take this side, you take that side, and you keep knocking them like you're taking two siblings apart before knocking their heads together. Then everything comes apart. This, we're going to use flathead screwdriver, pry it open, away. This one, take it off. See what damage this is. I hope this isn't rust. Or at least no scoring. Remember, keep everything as organized as possible. Don't use my example, please. Okay. And there we go. So this was the dust cover, the little metal braid I took off, the clamp, the seal. Note which direction goes what. The retaining spring, or whatever you want to call that little band, goes downwards towards the fork. That goes inside. I mean, look at that. Yeesh. Then comes the spacer. Then comes the big one. I don't think this is rust, or at least I don't know. I'm going to use very fine sandpaper just to, let's see. There's no scoring or damages. Same here. Copper's still pretty damn decent. It's a little bit worn, but not bad. So what does this teach us? Clean, and you have to change the fluid in your forks. And gentlemen, this is the first time I'm doing this, and I've succeeded in not costing me that much money, okay? So it's easy enough to do. While it's like this, inspect it for any blemishes. Use a bit of brake cleaner to get the oil off. You can also brake clean inside, but because of that whole action, it'll suck it in, and brake cleaner fumes are flammable. There's a hell of a lot of pressure. You know how a diesel car makes an explosion in the engine, right? So you don't want that. Rather, this one you can do because it's hollow inside, so I'm just going to spray it down, get most of the gunk out, give everything a wipe down, and then let's reassemble. Okay, time to reassemble. Now, this one goes first. We have to put red rubber grease around it. It'll help it slide and protect it. There are sharp edges here. So you can either cut up an old polyethylene milk carton, put that across. You can use shrink wrap, or if you're real fucking cheap and lazy, you just use the bag that this came in and push that over. Yeah, I know. And there we have it. Well, girl, you're a bit Irish today. Shit. Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful thing, this seal pusher. I mean, all what you need is 1, 2, 3. And she is perfect, you know. And you know, when it's there, the sound changes. Hollow, hollow, solid. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Although, you can use the PVC pipe trick, but you know I'm lazy and not creative enough. So let's put everything back together. I'm going to summon the spirits of the workshop manual and ask how much oil must I put in this beast. And then the second one is due. Okay, so before we enter the spring, it must be 100 millimeters equals 4 inches. I should have known that. Divide by 2. Divide by 1.8. Okay, so that's that. And seeing we had half a liter roughly coming out here, we're going to do half a liter. Pour that in, do a measurement. Obviously plenty of this action to make sure every cavity is full. And then let's see. And there we go, in the wash basket. Works. Give it a few pumps and then close off the fork bleed hole. While you're doing that, the big squashed O-ring, that was the original. The other one's a new one. Where do I get these? Go to your local paintball range. Paintball markers use these sort of O-rings quite frequently. Anything else you should consider while doing this? Obviously, the 10 centimeters, you can't put tape measure in there, so just tape up a screwdriver at the level, put it in there, and there you go. Fluid, I used 650 milliliters, plus minus 1 or 2 milliliters. And as soon as I put that in, there was already like a different response. With the old crap, it was like, okay, now you get force, no nothing. This stuff, you can really feel a difference. And what am I using? Moto 10W. The spec is 7.5, but I'm a little heavier than those little Italians, so let's go 10W, huh? They even say harsh condition, you must use 5W. Yeah, no, 10W will work. I mean, I don't even know how to set these things up now. I've dialed everything out, now I have to dial everything in. I have no idea how to do that. Learning curve ahead. Not much better with the other fork. I mean, holy hell. The seal was ready to go as well. I mean, the retaining spring isn't even... Look at that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I hope I've taught you something. Service your damn fork. Yeah, this is why you get a Forkseal driver. I mean, you can basically see what happened here. How this seal was forced in with a fucking screwdriver. Oh, this makes me mad. Why can't people do... Forget it, Patrick. Only raises your blood pressure. Yeah, don't look at me like that. I know. We'll get you on the road soon. Confession time. Right. How long did it take? The first one, half an hour. The second one, once I knew what the internals were like and what I was supposed to do, 15-20 minutes tops. Rang. No problem at all. Whew. But it feels good to have done that. It's like servicing the cooling fluid, like doing an oil change. It just feels right. You get this sense of accomplishment. And when I saw those seals and that oil in there, ooh, completely corroded. Okay, so forks are done. Tomorrow, my dear, we're gonna have a look at your steering bearing, the head bearing.